Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Unleashed Alchemy. Tamara Tamu here, your fellow magician, your fellow alchemist, okay, your fellow metaphysician. That is what we came here for, okay? We came here as spiritual beings to be fully optimal and fully functioning in our spiritual capacity, in our power, in our spiritual bag. Okay, so I am glad that you are here. Welcome to so many new subscribers. It's amazing. We are at what, 130 now, 130, well, 131 counting myself. 131 of us have raised our hands, have surrendered to making spirituality the backbone of everything that we do, because we know that we are powerful and we don't have to accept anything. We don't have to accept anything that we know goes against our soul fulfilled life. We don't have to accept anything that goes against our calling, our purpose, and what we came here to do, who we came here to be, who we came here to influence in the way that we came here to be of a positive influence. Okay, we all came here to have our fingerprint, to place our mark here in our life first, the lives of those we love and care about, and ultimately the world. All right, so I celebrate you. I'm so happy that you are here. So there's a few things that I want to talk about in this video. So if you have not done this, I hate to just call it an email list because that sounds boring. I hate to call it a newsletter because it sounds boring. I don't have the words to call this. However, what I'm going to say is that I do have a list, an email list, okay? And I have a email list where you can sign up to receive monthly energetic readings. All right, at the beginning of each new month, this is what I've decided to do. At the beginning of each new month, you will receive an email from me that will give you a general reading. Okay, this is not specific to you. If it is, wonderful, but again, this is a general reading. Okay, I tap into my higher power, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it, infinite source, and I allow for intuitive messages to come through me, all right, to pass along to you. So I always know that, number one, spirit source will use us to positively influence each other. Do you need a reading from someone else? Absolutely not. Do you need an energetic reading? Do you need my energetic readings through email? No, you don't need them, because the same source that I have, you have as well. You can go within your own self and tap into your own spirit to get your own energetic reading. However, if you would like to receive that, because again, going back to my original point, spirit does use us to send messages to each other. All right. So if you would like to sign up to receive those monthly energetic readings, you can do so. I will leave the link in the description box, or you can comment and say energetic reading, I would love one, and I will send you the link. Okay. So that's the first thing that I want to talk about. Now, also, I want to remind you of my 90-day spiritual odyssey package, one-on-one coaching, one-on-one spiritual mentoring sessions that you will have with me over the course of 90 days. All right. It is a way for you to release dogma, to experience spiritual freedom. Now, it took me 20 plus years to experience that. It does not have to take you that long. And through those 90 days, I walk you through phases. All right. These are phases that I realized that I had gone through in 20 plus years, and I walk you through those phases. It is quickly. It is in your face. I do not hold your hand. It is very much, okay, let's do this. Let's look at what the energies that have held us back, to really tapping into our DNA, to tap into that magic so that we can live an unleashed life full of enchantments. That's what we go through during the 90 days. If you would like to sign up for a 90-day session, if you would like to get more information, I will also leave that link in the description box of this video. You can also comment and say 90 days, and I will send you the link so that you can get more information. All right. So what is this video about? I wanted to dedicate, especially because I saw so many new subscribers coming on, I wanted to talk about in a little bit more detail the magic school, my Unleashed Alchemy Magic School that is open for monthly membership, for monthly enrollment. You can enroll by the month. All right. So first thing is that you can think of it as a library. It is a portal of information, not just information, but this is spiritual wisdom. These are spiritual downloads that, and again, not processes of I did it this way, so you need to do it this way. No, these are spiritual insights that I gained from my very intense spiritual awakening that keeps unfolding. That's the thing. You don't just have one time where you awaken to your spirit, where you awaken to your soul, where you awaken to your Christ consciousness, because there are levels to this, right? So if you're here, you probably already know that. So the resources, the workshops that are inside of the school help you release programming so that your true self that goes beyond what you see in the mirror, your true self that can call in the unseen into the seen, your true self that wants to tap into your DNA to pull out mysteries and secrets, okay, that have been watered down and diluted because of fear, whether it's from religion, society, family, all that stuff. All right. The workshops that are in the school, they are video workshops in the school, help you navigate through that, to integrate the spiritual wisdom that I share with you, to integrate that into your life. So it's not just about getting more information, okay? Because getting more information leads to spiritual insanity. All right. I'm going to talk about that in another video, but this is not just about gathering and piling on information. Okay. This is about taking your spiritual wisdom. 9 times out of 10, what's in the magic school, you intuitively know. You probably have already received the same downloads for your life and how you can apply it to your life. All right. So don't just think of it as more information. Also, aside from the video workshops, there are digital downloads that include invocations, that include affirmations, incantations, rituals that you can use in your life, once again, that will unfold your spiritual gifts for you. You will walk in confidence in your spiritual gifts. You will no longer be afraid of your power. That is also a example of programming, to be afraid of how powerful you are, because part of programming, yes, that is a religious programming aspect. However, that programming also comes from society, because society has a way of telling us, hey, if you need to know something, you need to look to this one person for this one person for this one person for this one person for this. Now, I'm not saying that there's something wrong with getting advice. No. However, when you are constantly looking outside of yourself for something, every time you do that, you put a cover or a muzzle on your own intuition. You put a muzzle on your own inner wisdom. Okay. You put a muzzle on your own magic that is in your DNA, that you don't have to do anything for. Okay. But because as adults, because we go through this life, we have to now learn how to get reacquainted with all of that magic, all of that enchantment, all of that ritual, because you are the ritual. I don't care how many candles you light. I don't care how many herbs you use. I don't care how many singing bowls you use, or sound bowls, or did I say that right? You know, the bowls that make the sound, okay? You are the ritual. You are the ritual. Why? Because of what you carry in your DNA, because of your spiritual gifts. That is you. All right. So I want to, in this video, I'm just going to briefly break down the sections that are in the school. And also too, there's a link that you can go to and actually read on my website, the tools that are in the school for you to use. All right. Also, in addition to you working alone and getting into the workshops and allowing the information just to settle into your consciousness, settle into your subconsciousness, there is a community. Because what I have found is that so many people know that they have this magic that they want to tap into. They have a new way of speaking about themselves. They know that their words are powerful, but they hide behind that because they don't want to look or sound crazy. Okay? We are all metaphysicians. We are energetic beings. So, of course, what we say is powerful because of the breath that we breathe. We need to get to a point where saying that is common. It's still not common to hear people, it's not common for us to hear people to talk about that as a matter of fact. Sometimes when I hear people talk about the power of the words, of our words, it's almost still a hush-hush topic. It's almost like they're still diluting what they're saying. No, there's power in your words to create. Period. That is Christ consciousness. You can call it whatever you want. Okay? But that is what we came here to do. That is our inherent right to speak, because of the breath. The power that's in our breath is creation power. Why? Because we have creative source running through our veins. We have cosmic source running through our veins. We are not apart from it. We are it. All right? So there is a community. The community is available for all of us to share our insights. If you've received downloads that you want to share, that you'd like to share, you don't have to, but there is a community there. It's designed, I created the community for support for all of us. Also within that community, I go live, either doing live workshops or for Q&A. Q&A being if you have a question about anything that's from the workshops, anything that's in the school, or Q&A based on something specific that is happening to you, that you're experiencing, that you believe has a spiritual undertone, which I believe everything has a spiritual undertone. Okay, but that's another story. So that community is there for you as well. All right, so let me get into the workshops. Okay, so we all start, and I talked about this first. So in the school, you learn how to access and use your magic, which is creative power that is stored within your body. Okay, it's stored in your molecules, it's stored in your cells. You're not getting away from it. You're not. All right. We all hold keys, magical keys in our DNA. All right. These are keys that we can call forth. All right. We can call forth what we desire with these keys. It's like an unlock. We're unlocking doors. We're unlocking avenues to love, to happiness, to prosperity, to wealth, to abundance, to more money, to a soul-fulfilled life. We have those keys in our DNA. Okay. Now, these are keys that are in our DNA that some of our ancestors were aware of, some were not. Okay. Either way, our hearts are now open, especially during this time. Our hearts are now open for us to awaken to that and to notice and to begin to use those keys in a spiritual, wise way for ourselves first. Okay. So my calling, the reason for this school, is to remind people of their power, to tap into their genius, to tap into those hidden mysteries of their DNA, to unleash creative power, to cast spells with your words. Okay. You, like I said earlier, because we are the ritual, we are portals for love, for healing, for abundance, for harmony, for wealth. Okay, the power lies in all of us to call forth a new eon, right? To emerge within ourselves, in our lives, in our communities, in the world. All right. So I have to look at my notes for this so that I don't forget. There's so much in the school. So I want to make sure I hit on all these important points. First, we have to begin with programming release. All right. So I do have a workshop that's called From Religion to Alchemy. I may change the name because I don't know. I may just change the name. Maybe that's just me being perfectionist. But anyway, so in that workshop, From Religion to Alchemy, we go beyond religion to experience spiritual freedom. All right. We talk about the differences between religious programming and spirituality. All right. We talk about the barriers that we may experience to get to spiritual freedom. Okay, we talk about how we need to recognize those barriers in order to alchemize them so that we can get into a receiving state. A receiving state of what? What are we receiving? We're receiving a new vision of who we are. The vision that goes beyond the identity that we were handed because of programming. All right, so we talk about that in that workshop. So now, continuing on with the programming release, then we move to a workshop that's called Elevating Your Essence, which involves embodiment. So we can talk about programming release. Well, now we have to begin to embody. We start our conversation about identity as it relates to our nervous system, because here's the thing with identity. Identity gets into our nervous system. So then our nervous system and our body becomes accustomed to a certain way of being, doing, acting, speaking, living, all of it, dressing, how we eat, where we eat, all of that settles into our nervous system. So to release the old, to get into the new, we have to begin to embody so that our nervous system catches up to our soul, and our nervous system says, okay, I feel what's going on, which can have you feeling like you're a little bit off balance, and you're not. All right, it's just your nervous system catching up to your soul. All right, so we have to view ourselves as energetic beings. All right, and I introduce the practice of a body, soul, heart, and mind connection, and how that elevates our identity and also positively influences our manifestations. All right, then we move to a workshop that's called Standing Firm in Your I Am Power. All right. This is integrating your spirituality into this 3D experience. We talk about the loneliness that could present itself. We talk about boundaries in your conversations, in your relationships. We talk about you choosing, you getting to choose, deciding to choose what is realistic for you. Because in this workshop, I also talk about how that adjustment in our nervous system, sometimes it can lead to opportunities disguised as challenges in our external environment that lifts us, that is beneficial, that is being used as a tool to continue to lift our nervous system, to lift our subconscious, to meeting our soul again, to meeting our spirituality once again, to meeting our connection to spirit. Okay? Then we have a workshop that's called Water into Wine. This is probably, well, they're all my favorite. I was going to say that's probably my favorite, but they're all my favorite. Anyway, so Water into Wine. What is Water into Wine? This workshop is a way for us to bring all of the aspects from the other workshops into one with brand new information. It involves an activation that will push your gifts to the forefront, and you get reacquainted with the power of your Heka, the power of your voice. Okay? The power of you turning water into wine, you getting reacquainted with your alchemy. Okay? So I go back to Christ consciousness. All right? Even though this is not about religion, however, we don't have to throw the holy books away, because there's valuable metaphysical information in those books. So Christ consciousness, it states, these works, there's a scripture that says, where Christ says, these works that I'm doing, it's not me doing the work. You can do these works too, and greater. So that is Christ consciousness. That is the Christ consciousness that we are stepping into, that we have to embody. All right. So Water into Wine focuses on that. All right. So now I want to tell you about this new workshop that it's actually complete. And to be honest, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to teach it live in the Magic School or do pre-recording sessions. So this newest workshop is called Spiritual Odyssey, Embracing Your Role as an Energetic Pioneer in Your Lineage. That's heavy in the title, because that is a heavy module. The reason why is because when you start to function as an energetic being, as a spiritual being, when you start to allow your gifts to come online, when you start to live your life allowing your gifts to be turned, to be developed, to be expressed, you start to notice things, aspects in your lineage that perhaps a long time before you noticed, but yet you turned a blind eye to it because perhaps it was uncomfortable for you. Okay? This takes us on a journey from childhood, from looking at aspects in our childhood, from looking at how we were as children, how we might have felt different from others around us, how we may have noticed things and it seemed like no one else noticed this thing or this type of behavior in the family. In that workshop, we talk about pathology, lineage, pathologies and lineages. Some people will call them generational curses. I do not use that phrase because to me, a curse implies that nothing can be done. That is false. We're energetic beings. We already know that that's false because we can do something about it. And in that workshop, I also talk about how when you accept that assignment as a pioneer, as a pioneer in your lineage, as an energetic pioneer, that assignment, that role can seem too heavy. And you may say, well, why me? Well, in that workshop, we talk about why not you? Why not you? All right. So I hope that I know that this gave you some more information. If you were on the fence about joining the Magic School, I know that you said, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. And so, if you would like, again, if you would like the link, leave me a comment and I will send you the link. Or you can go to the description box of this video and the link to the magic school will be there. All right. So I look forward to working with you and talking to you in the community, in the school. All right. We're ready. Okay. The eclipse is done. Now, this, if you're wondering, okay, what do I do now after the eclipse? Perhaps joining the magic school is your next step. All right. So until next time, until our next episode, I so enjoyed being here with you for this episode. Okay. Until next time. Cheers.